Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you guys how to escape a headlock on the street. So what we're going to talk about today is the variations with headlock when someone may try to punch you or they just hang on to your head, right? But first thing we're going to talk about is if someone holds onto my neck or holds onto my head, we have to understand that there's two potentials. One is he might try to hang onto my head and try to punch my body, or punch my head, sorry. The second time is he might try to hold onto my head and try to drag me down towards the ground, right? And well, maybe he's just trying to hold onto my head and drag me away, like that, right? So these are the potential scenarios, right? So we're gonna break this down one by one. Now, if you're doing this on a concrete or an outside street like this, I don't recommend going to the ground unless you really have to, right? But there's a lot of variations that we teach in jiu-jitsu that you can actually go towards the ground. But on a concrete like this, unless you really have to, I don't recommend it because you might actually fall on your elbow, fall on your head, or fall on the side of your body. You know, those things can cause potential injury. So if my partner comes in, he grabs my head like that. Now the first thing we're gonna talk about is he's gonna try to punch me, right? Now this is very important because if I don't defend myself and try to go like this, he's gonna hang on to me and punch me, right? You can do this and cover, right? This is gonna buy you some time. It's not gonna be the best solution. So you're gonna see this hand's gonna hang out right here, right? As he's trying to punch me, I'm gonna block just like that. I'm gonna hang on to the hand just like so. The moment I feel this hand comes in, pop, tap it. This hand sometimes can go to the inside or the outside, right? Even better if you can capture it on the inside. Now watch, hang on to me for a second. Now watch, I'm gonna use my body to push the hand out like this. I'm still gonna control this grip. This hand's gonna come on the outside, trap his bicep. His body's gonna lean forward and take me down. So now I'm gonna step forward. This is gonna step through between his legs. I'm gonna grab onto this hand. Watch my hip right here. Push my body forward. What this is gonna do is gonna break the posture on the shoulder and the hip. If I just try to lift my body up, this is very difficult, right? So what I need to do is I'm gonna drive my hip forward like that and I'm gonna step up right away. As soon as I do this, I'm gonna back step real quick. And then quickly, I'm gonna duck under, right? As soon as I duck under, just change angle for a second. I'm gonna hang on to his hand. I can either push him away or I can elbow, punch, or knee. I prefer the knee to the thigh, right? Because if you can actually knee to the thigh very quickly, you can damage your leg. They might not be able to chase after you, right? So let's break this down one more time. He grabs onto my hand. He punch, I'm gonna block. Notice the first thing I do is I cover. He might try to punch, right? See? He punch it wherever you want. I'm gonna defend, and pop, right here. I'm gonna capture on the inside right away. Once I capture, my hand's gonna push his hand to the outside, right? He try to drive his hand forward, I'm gonna push out. Just like that. Then this hand goes around. Notice how this hand controls the bicep. I'm gonna hug it. Notice my elbow right here is gonna be down, not up. Down, control. Once I get here, I'm gonna step through. As I step through, I grab onto a wrist. Now watch my body. Push and expand my body like that. I wanna break that structure. Once I break down the structure, I'm gonna move my body back. Then I'm gonna duck under right here. And then just toss either the kick or the knee or shock him. That's gonna be your solution, right? And of course, there's a lot of variations that we teach in jiu-jitsu that once you get here, guys, you can actually grab and just kind of break that shoulder with a lock, right? And again, the choice is up to you, right? If you like to kind of hang on to the guy for a submission, or maybe like once you get to a better position, you can knee, you can kick, you can do whatever you want, right? So that's option one. All right, so option two, right? So the option two we're gonna talk about is he's just gonna grab onto my neck and hang onto it, right? This potentially he might try to drag me away, just like that, right? So here's the option. Option one is I grab on the inside so it can release some of the pressure going towards my neck. Option two is my hand right here is gonna find the nose, right? This is little me, so I'm gonna find my hand on the nose, just right under it. I'm gonna use the blade of my hand to kind of drive his nose away and then lift his body up. Once I get to this position, so my hands are wrapped around his neck, I'm gonna push his shoulder back, just in case he's trying to come in forward. I'm gonna push his shoulder back. I'm gonna grab and figure for my hand, just like that. Once I get here, just lift it up for a very quick choke, right? You can, however, grab your wrist like this and step in, and then finish up with a guillotine, right? So that's two options for you. So one more time. He grabs onto my neck, he tries to drag me away. Immediately, my hand goes right there on the nose, right? You have to make sure I hit that nose. Otherwise, if I hit the face, it may not work because he's really, really strong. So once I find the nose, I'm gonna lift and I push him right away. Side body. Once I capture, thumb goes up. This is very important, okay? Grab onto your wrist, step forward. As I step forward, I wanna seal all the space between my body and his body. From here, my shoulder down, just lift. Finish that choke, right? The second variation is If I cannot get a choke on time, I push the shoulder forward. Sorry, I push the shoulder backwards. Once I push the shoulder backwards, watch the thing right here. I rotate the hand around, grab my wrist, and just lift it up. So you almost want to do this. Now you're trying to ride a motorcycle, right? So once I get here, I'm gonna lift. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna drive his head down towards my knee like that. You can smash his head towards your knee, or you can just knee him straight into the groin or the body, right? So that'll be the second option. So one last time. He grabs my head, he tries to drag me away, I'm gonna follow him right there. The hand goes through, push, like there. Now once I get this, finish up with a choke, now watch. I can push his shoulder, finish the second choke, or I can use my bicep to pop his head up. Then, bam, right through with a punch. A lot of times you have a head in a socket, right? What I can do is I push the shoulder back, watch my hand. I'm gonna push the hand out, drive it out. So as his head comes out, bam, give it a right cross to the head, or you can strike with a kick. Either way, how you want it, okay? So that's the second option. Optional, right? If you're stronger, sometimes we'll grab and hang on to the chin like this. As he try to drag me away, I'm gonna follow him. Notice how my body goes behind him. Watch what happens. Hip in, and then lift him, right? Potentially, you're just gonna dump him to the ground. And that will probably end the fight very quickly, right? So one more time. He kind of grab onto my head like this. As he drags me away, I'm gonna move like this, and then boom. Notice that when I hang on to the chin, it's all about the momentum with the body, like this. So if I do this in the air, it should look like this. And then just hip up. My head goes up, body straight, slam him to the ground. So one last time. He grabs for my head, boom. He drags me away. I move my body. Notice how this hand cups the chin. This is a grab onto the thigh. Now watch my hip. Step through, hip in, lift, and dump him. Of course, I'm not gonna dump my partner right now because this is concrete. Once you dump him, the fight's over. But there's so many great examples on the social media or internet, people getting dumped, boom, that ends the fight very quickly. So these are the 3 basic examples that you can do. And of course, throughout the curriculum, we have variation. If he does try to drag me to the ground, I have this option, right? Then I can roll him over, or I can roll him backwards. When he grabs my head, he's gonna grab me and pull my head forward. Now, this way, I wanna make sure, one is I have a good base. When he pulls my head down, right, I wanna make sure this hand goes through and make a frame by his leg. Now I'm gonna roll forward. So what happens is when I step through, I'm gonna follow his leg. Notice how I stab on the same way. From here, I'm gonna sit on my right hip and pull. Right there, I'm gonna fold. If you still hang on to my neck, I make a frame, grab a shoulder, pull back. Switch your base, make a frame, break the arm. With the partner grabbing here like this, especially with a lot of force right here, the first thing you can do is you're gonna make a frame around his leg like so. Second thing I will do is I'm gonna take my left foot, I'm gonna block on the far side leg. At the same time, I'm gonna sit back and tilt him to the side. Once I get here, you'll notice I control the body. I'm gonna punch my hand to the ground, pull him through, step over. And right here, I'm gonna put a lot of pressure into the neck until he breaks the arm right there. Then I'm gonna step out, either punch or spin through for the arm bar. But those are safer to practice on the matted floor, not with concrete floor. But if you're interested, we'll make another episode in the future to kind of talk about you can roll forward or rolling backwards for the options. See you guys next time.